Welcome back. Great. So we've successfully set up our database and we took a look at how to install the SQL connector and so on. So moving forward in this lesson, we're going to jump into Hibernate. And there are a series of lectures for this particular section. So I'm going to talk about how to create our first project, how to create classes, how to create the XML files, basically all of the requirements that are needed for a successful configuration of the Hibernate environment. So what I'm going to do is, in fact, make things easier for you so that you can take a look at step by step how it's done. And of course, we understand why, right? So I'm going to start applying the concepts that we've learned so far. So let's begin. Let's jump right in. What I'm going to do here is, in fact, open up a new workspace and start from scratch. So it's easier for you to see just the Hibernate environment. So here's my new workspace. Notice this is called Eclipse Workspace-Hibernate, and it's very easy to create a workspace. All right, so once I'm in the new workspace, notice at this point within my package explorer, I don't have anything, right? So there are no Java projects. So we're starting from a clean slate. And that's exactly what I would like to do moving forward. So in this lesson, I'm going to show you and demonstrate how to create our first Hibernate project, right? So the very first thing that you need to do is ensure that we have a new project, right? So let's right click, new project, click on Java, select Java, click next. And again, once you get used to it, you get pretty fast at this, right? Perfect. So I'm going to call this final Hibernate project, or you could give it any name, right? So depending upon your own requirements. So this is my project name. Make sure my current environment is Java 1.8 and simply click next. I can additionally specify certain settings if I need to. If I need to define the output folder, I could do so. I can create a new folder. Again, just my environment settings for this particular Java project. Now notice no Hibernate at this point, right? It's just a standard Java project. That's all we're doing right now. The next tab is, just so that you know, is the required projects on the build path. We don't have any at this point. The next tab is the libraries. So by default, of course, we have our JRE system libraries. I can add additional libraries, which I would need to do in order to configure the Hibernate environment. But I'm going to demonstrate that in the next lesson, right? So in this lesson, we're just creating a simple Java project. So I'm going to go ahead and click Finish. Before I click Finish, the last tab is Order and Export. This is just to build your class path order and export in entries. So we leave everything as is. Just click Finish, and what this is going to do is display a message saying this kind of project is associated with a Java perspective. So this perspective is designed to support Java development. So what's going on here? Notice we have selected by default, it was the Hibernate perspective. So we need to be in the Java perspective. If we were in the Java perspective, we would not have gotten this message. So this is a nice way that Eclipse tells you, wait a minute, you're creating a Java project, but you're right now in the Hibernate perspective. So you want to switch to that perspective? Sure. And I'm going to say, remember my decision, open perspective. And this is now going to automatically switch us to the Java perspective and then create a first project. If I expand this, notice all I have is just the standard JRE system library, and that's it. So within this Java project, I'm going to go ahead also and quickly create our package. So right click on the source folder, click New, and then click Package. This is fairly straightforward, right? You've been doing this. All right, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say com.claydesk1.hibernate. You can give it any name and click Finish. So practice. Hope this helps. Let's move to the next lesson.